you've given us. We thank you for the rain that you've sent our way, and we thank you for the sunshine now. And Lord, we just pray that you would be with all of our emergency workers, our EMS, fire departments, and sheriff departments. We pray, Lord, for their protection as they're doing this service for our community here. We pray, Lord, for these guys here on this commission that will help to make the best decisions for the people of Hart County. And we pray, Lord, for our soldiers that are fighting for our freedoms. Lord, just pray that you be with these guys. And in thy name we pray. Amen.
Amen. This time I'd like to ask everyone to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This time I'll call to order the Tuesday, October 22nd, 2019 meeting of the Hart County Board of Commissioners. I'd like to welcome everyone here tonight. We've got a relatively short agenda. First item of business will be to approve the agenda. I know we've got to make some amendments to it.
I need to add an executive session for litigation.
Okay. Anything else?
No, sir. I don't have anything else.
I'll make a motion.
Yes.
The agenda.
Let me make one more. The letter you have on your desk there, you may want to add as an agenda item. It's for Franklin County wanting a letter of support for the.
Yeah, I talked to Chairman Bridges today. I told him we'd do it next meeting. So
that's all I have.
Okay.
I'll make a motion. We'll approve the agenda.
Okay, have a motion by Commissioner Teasley.
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Sayer. Any more discussion? Public comment on the agenda? If not, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next item on the agenda is approve the minutes of the previous meetings. You've got the October 8, 2019 meeting minutes in your packet. If there's no changes or corrections, could I get a motion that we approve?
I'll make that motion. We'll approve the minutes.
Have a motion by Commissioner Teasley. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Oglesby. Any more discussion? Public comment? Not all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next item on the agenda is remarks by invited guests, committees, and authorities. We don't have anyone. Reports by constitutional officers and department heads. Mr. Gordon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't have any separate report tonight, but I do have a need. Good. Thank you.
Yeah, we had okay. County Administrator's report.
I have none tonight, sir.
Okay. Chairman's report. I received a call from. Do you have anything? Okay.
No.
You looked at me like.
No, I'm just listening.
Okay. Received a call from Chairman Bridges of Franklin County today, wanting us to join together with Hart to join Stevens, Elbert, in Franklin County in writing a letter trying to put some pressure on the Public Service Commission. I told them we'd put this on the agenda at the next meeting because we didn't have a chance to review it. So this will be an agenda item at the next meeting, just so everybody's aware. That's all I have under Chairman's report. Commissioner's report. District
Nothing,
1.
Mr. Chairman.
District 2.
Nothing.
District 3.
Nothing, Mr. Chairman.
District 4.
Yeah, I got a few things. The Christmas tree lighting, I think, is on November 26th from 5 to 7:30. That's the same night as our meeting night.
It is.
That's just something we need to think about. If we're going to go to Christmas tree light, we can't be in two places at one time.
That's
I thought we had discussed this last time. They don't put it on our meeting night.
we did.
We've
and
asked multiple times, but they continue to do it.
So what now?
We've asked multiple times, but they continue to
on our night
have
of
it.
a meeting.
Yeah, last year it was moved to a different night.
Yeah, we just have to
I think we just go with our meeting. We get through just going up there.
do that or
Well, it
reschedule a
starts at
meeting.
5 o'clock.
Well, I mean,
We can talk about it in the next meeting. We'll put that on the agenda.
All right.
If everybody's okay with that.
That's fine. I got another thing. I don't know if y'all read your National Association of County, but they asking us to call our federal representatives and pay for the PILT money. We done this before, I think, several years ago. That's payment in lieu of taxes for all federal property. And from what I read and understand, Hart County gets $55,500. So it might be worth us writing a letter to Doug Collins and
Over and above what we already get.
No, that's what we're supposed to be getting.
That's about what we're getting.
But we're not guaranteed to get it. I don't think they've passed it again for this year.
Okay. I mean, I just go back and pull that number. That money has came in for this year.
It come in for 19,
Yes.
but it may not be coming in for
May
20.
not be. I haven't seen any other literature on it other than.
Can y'all get together and
Sure.
follow up, and then if we need to take action, next meeting, we'll take action?
Yeah.
Okay, anything else?
That'll do it.
Okay, moving into old business, first item on the agenda will be amendment of ordinance, Chapter 54, offenses and miscellaneous provisions. Article 2, offenses against the public peace, 4-32, prohibitions, disorderly conduct, be adding obstructing, resisting public officers and employees. Can I get a motion that we take this
So
as a
moved.
third and final reading?
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Oglesby, a second by Commissioner Teasley. Any more discussion? Public comment? Not all in favor, raise your right hand. That motion will now, that ordinance will now go into effect. Walter, would you communicate that between you and Terrell? Communicate that out to the Sheriff's Department and the Magistrate Court?
We will.
Okay. Because they were the ones who asked for that change, so. Item 12B, amendment of ordinance, Chapter 31, floods. There's some minor changes in adopting the latest flood maps, which is required by FEMA. Could I get a motion to take this as a third and final reading?
I made that motion.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Teasley and a second by Commissioner Carter. Any more discussion? Public comment? Not all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next item on the agenda is a bid award for recreation basketball uniforms. At our last meeting, we opened bids and turned these over to the county administrator and the recreation director for a recommendation. We got the results in our packet. Terrell, you got anything?
Yeah,
you want to add?
all the bids were qualified bids. They all met the requirements of the bid packet. You'll see attached is the minutes from the Rec Advisory Board meeting. Their recommendation is to go with Carew Sports.
I make a motion that we go with their recommendation, Carry Sports.
And I second that motion.
I have a motion by Commissioner Sayer that we award the bid to Carew Sports based off a recommendation by the advisory board, and a second by Commissioner Teasley. Any more discussion?
Yeah, I got some concerns with that. There's a good bit of difference in those prices. Too much to just sweep it to the side. You're looking at paying over $1,078 more by going with the local bidder.
That's true, and I raised that same question, and done some checking. I priced out both brands of shirt from the suppliers or the manufacturers. There's a couple of dollars a piece difference in the base shirt themselves, but that's about the matter. I discussed it with Jim. Their concern is it being in Texas, I believe it is.
Yes.
Texas.
Is getting the proper thing, proper lettering in time. If they have a mistake, shipping it back and forth to get it back. That's the that was Rec Advisory Board's concern. We're going with that bid.
And may it go on record, that has happened before.
More than once.
Oh, yeah. It's
And
happened
we've
several
run
times in the
several
past.
for that.
So they are gun shy for using a supplier that far off.
Yeah, when you look at the bids, there's something definitely distinctively different here because.
I'm wondering if it's a two-sided jersey, because a T-shirt is gonna cost you about $8.
Could very well be.
Yeah, well, I pulled up the actual shirt number, manufacturer, and number of the style shirts. They're both basically the same shirt kind of deal, just different manufacturers, according to the style number and the manufacturer.
Okay.
That's a lot of difference, though.
I agree
That's
with
too
you.
much, way too much difference.
I agree
But
with you.
I'm all for using local people. I've pushed for that for many, many times. But Lord, that's a lot of difference.
Right.
Well, you got three bids to choose from. You got one out of Texas, one out of Georgia, which is a local bidder, and one out of Ohio.
The other one out of
Ohio
Ohio
was
was a
double
lot
the-
higher than what the Georgia one is.
$37, $38.
Yeah.
But if there's that much difference in the bid, should we do our due diligence and check with them people to make sure they are bidding apple to apple?
Yeah, we can do anything y'all direct us to do. My thought was throw them out and rebid them, but we don't have time to do that. To
Well,
meet
one
the
thing,
season.
right, Champro is a well-known
Correct.
vendor.
That's what we use.
Rydell is a well-known vendor. A4 Sports, I don't know
Never
nothing about them.
No, they're lesser.
Right.
I mean, again, there's $2 or $3 on the price. I could order them off the internet per shirt difference in the price between these other two brands. That's,
If my memory is correct, this Carew Sports was in line with what we did last year.
I don't remember the bids from last
I
year.
don't know about that one either.
We've been through so many of them since then.
Okay, I have a motion and a second.
Anybody talk to any of the other bidders after we made the motion last week to give it back to the recreation department to look at it?
Well, we looked at it, but we can't officially speak to these people until y'all make a decision. If we don't, we tampering with a bid before it's awarded.
Yeah, well, the bid specs actually allows you to go back and negotiate with any of them.
But that's got to be from a direction from the board.
That's got to be, yeah,
Well,
I'm
I know
I'm not
that.
going there unless I'm told to.
Yeah, I understand that. But I just got a lot of concern over that because
Well, we try to keep it local as much as we
I
can.
agree with that.
Put it back out to rebid then.
I brought that up, and according to the rec advisory board and Jim, there's not time to get that turnaround around before the season starts.
Well, it seems like every year when something like this happens, there's not enough time. We need to bid these things out early enough to where we
Well,
can
I agree
have enough
with
time
you.
to do it.
I agree with you 100%. And I thought, by my calculation, we should have had time for a short turnaround, a rebid. But they have legitimate concerns, and they put on the program. I'm not going to debate them about their program because I don't know enough to debate them about it. So
What is
again,
a-
I'm following their recommendation to y'all. Y'all make the final decision.
I understand. What is a concern about buying from somebody else?
We've run into the past by buying
Wrong
with
colors
out-of-state vendors. They come in, the shipment's wrong.
Okay,
You run into the same problem we'll run into if we rebid it by the time schedule.
so it's a lot harder to work with them.
Oh, it is,
Lot-
correct.
I understand that.
See, here, anybody would deal with local, we can run up to the shop and look at them. But what they can do, one, is a sample, we can look at it. If it's right, they can print the rest of it. If it's wrong, they can fix it and then print the rest of it. Otherwise, it's got to come by mail back and forth for that.
You would think by internet today they could do all that.
Well,
By
that's true,
computer.
that's true. And we have other local bidders I wish would get involved and compete amongst yourselves. We have other folks that can do this.
Well,
within the-
seems like we have a hard time getting them other people around here to bid.
Well, that's true. And the reason that is, for years, we would go with that low bidder in Texas, regardless of who bid locally.
Oh, you have used a low bidder in Texas?
We've had
Oh, yeah,
problems
but that's what I say, that's where we got in this,
We have
that's where
used
we got in
low
this other trouble before, about stuff being wrong and the turnaround time.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay.
All right.
So I have a motion by Commissioner Sayer and a second by Commissioner Teasley to award the bid to Carew Sports based off a recommendation by the advisory board. Any more discussion? Public comment? If not, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next item on the agenda is a courthouse lawn tree. We talked about this as a request to do something in recognition of Nancy Hart. At our last meeting, we didn't take any action, and I'll open up the floor for discussion, and then I think Ms. Sarah LeSueur, if you'd like to come forward and address the board. Those of you who don't know, Ms. LeSueur is she's Nancy. She portrays Nancy Hart in Hart County.
Hey, I brought you all a book. Some of you probably remember getting this book in the 5th grade. But anyway, I appreciate you all. I wrote a letter in September 23rd, and you all reading this about what we want to do. And I was approached by Mark Wiles with the Forestry Division, and every few years they like to plant a tree, and kind of coincides with Arbor Day. And so I was really excited. For a long time, I have actually wanted to do a tree in Hart County, and I wanted to call it the Liberty Tree, and I wanted to do in honor and memory of Nancy Hart. Well, my first idea was the amphitheater area where they have the National Day of Prayer every year. That's a hot area. And of course the tree, it probably start out only being probably 5 foot tall. But past our lifetime, that tree will eventually grow. And one day it might be a shade, but I'm aware of, as Terrell said, the irrigation system there at the courthouse, and I was told about that. But I thought Hart County has the historical walking tour. People can come to Hart County and they can walk around and see all these homes and houses and things. And so I thought, well, this would just be really neat, you know, we want to get a plaque and have this tree planted and to let them know about Nancy Hart. And so, you know, like I said, there's a lot of things in Hart County, the little triangle on Benson Street, the monuments there. Also, a lot of people are not aware of the chimney across from Ingles grocery store. That's the replica that the Daughters of the American Revolution put that out in 1932. And we don't know what happened to Nancy Hart on the school. She just disappeared. But anyway, we had asked permission if we could place a tree or plant a tree, and if you have any expertise, somebody mentioned an oak tree, and then the acorns was mentioned, you know, to keep the grounds clean. We got a problem with that. But if anybody has an idea of a tree that we could plant somewhere or live a long time, past our lifetime, and we have a replica that will always remember Nancy Hart for Hart County. And but anyway, this is a request that we have, and if you don't really want it, I know, you know, the county has courthouse grounds. You don't want any more trees there. I have got some other options. I thought about the library grounds. I've looked around. Northview Cemetery, City Hall area. I know they've already planted one there. And then the Historical Museum. There's a big area right there past that house that would be neat. So we just, the last thing would be the Botanical Gardens. We thought about that. But this is something that a lot of people go to the Botanical Gardens, but this is something when they do the historical walk around the city of Hartwell that we would like to see. So if you still want to discuss it, table it, put it on another. They would really like to plant it in November if they could, because that's the best time. That, you know, we've got more rain. We don't want to do it in the dry, hot months, so that would be the best time. So I guess the next thing would be to approve of where we would want it and what type that we would want. And this is the permission that we would probably like to get, and you all discuss it. Thank you for hearing me.
Thank you.
Okay, any questions?
Yeah, I got some thoughts on this. I like the idea of a white oak, but we don't have nowhere up there to plant an oak tree that's going to get 80 to 100 feet tall and 60 to 80 feet wide. We've got walkways up there now that's just lifting up because of the tree roots. You got tree roots that's lifting a lot of stuff up. So if we're going to plant something, we need to plant a small tree, not something that's huge. I'm not against planting a tree. I love trees, but I'm against planting something 20 years from now. We got to go up there and cut it down because it's destroying the property, destroying the irrigation lines or sewer lines or whatever. We'd have to find all of that.
What about putting it here?
I don't have a problem with it. I mean, the recreation part would be good, but that's not going to be on the historical walk. We need trees out there. We let you plant a bunch of them if you want to. What do you think about here?
There's no irrigation here. We don't have any irrigation.
Let me make a suggestion. We got a good man in this county, extension agent, Charles Rice, and a new extension agent. You might would talk to somebody like that, and they might give you a good idea on where you could plant a tree, something that it would stay contained in its area. Because if you go up there and walk around the courthouse and really pay attention, them walkways coming up, curbing, breaking. I think that would be that's where I would go. I would go to somebody that really knows trees and say, hey, look, we want to do this, and what type of tree would you suggest that's not going to get out of bounds?
You go.
The gentleman, Mark Wiles, you know, he works with, he knows all type of trees that would not be bothersome, you know, a lot of maintenance or whatever.
Well, that's fine. Then you get him together with Charles and the other guy and come up with a good tree.
Yeah. Well, he's the one who came up with the white oak. Yeah, he came and talked to me about the white oak. Hey, that's where the white oak out here came
We're
from.
up there to plant a white oak.
No, I don't know enough about trees getting that discussion. I'll be glad to contact anybody that knows about them and get their opinion, but he's the one that came to my office originally with the white oak proposal.
So you're pretty much saying you don't want any on the courthouse grounds at all?
Small trees fine, but white
White
oak,
oak
it's
just be probably too
you're gonna
big.
have to cut it down in 20 years. We may not be around here to see it, but it's gonna get that
I mean,
big.
the tree will not be that tall.
Yeah.
And the city is paying for it, it's my understanding.
I move that we go ahead and let them go ahead and do a tree, but let it be here at the administrative office. Just find a spot here at the administrative office to put the tree. And that way we know it's isolated, no sprinkler system involved. That's my motion.
You okay with that?
You all right with that, Ms. Sarah?
I'll second it.
Okay. Have a motion by Commissioner Oglesby, a second by Commissioner Sayer, that would allow the planting of a tree here on the Board of Commissioners office grounds. Any more discussion? This will be in recognition of Nancy Hart. Any more discussion?
Where are we gonna plant it?
Let them decide where they want to put
That's it. I mean,
You got plenty of
somewhere
room
out
here.
here.
we got plenty of room. We got one or two drain lines that goes to the road. Other than that, everything's wide
And
open.
plus, you don't know in 20 years what you plan to do with the courthouse.
You got a whole wide open lot over
The
there.
walking tour has like a map, you know, of the different places, so you could say, come out here to that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
whatever.
got connection with it. My GPS, my GIS person makes that map.
Okay. Have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Public comment? Not all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next item on the agenda is new business, and we've got a request to purchase a vehicle for the Health Department environmentalist. Currently, she's driving a Ford Ranger that's got about 200,000 miles on it.
Just getting broke in good.
I also move that we go forward with
Yeah,
the,
and let me explain. This is coming out of their allotted money already. It's not extra money. It's coming out of what was normally budgeted for their operations every year. So it's not costing us any more money budget-wise than normal.
My question is, did the Board of Health agree to this? Okay, so, all right.
Right. Yeah, I have emails back and forth saying that, yes, this is what we'll work out.
I'll make a motion to go ahead and approve the purchase.
Have a motion by Commissioner Carter, a second by Commissioner Teasley. Any more discussion? That we move forward with this? Public comment? Not all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. That concludes the business that we had on the agenda. The next item that we have on the agenda is public comment. If someone would like to address the board, if you'll come forward to the podium. Anybody for public comment? Nobody? If not, can I get a motion? We go into executive session for litigation.
So moved.
Have a motion by Commissioner Teasley. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Sayer. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously.